In October 2025, a group of about 20 Buddhist monks embarked on an extraordinary 2,300-mile pilgrimage from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C., capturing the hearts and attention of Americans across the Southeast. Led by the Venerable Bhikkhu Panakkara, these monks from the Huang Dao Vipassana Bhavana Center are walking to promote peace, compassion, and non-violence. Their journey, scheduled to conclude in mid-February 2026, represents more than a physical trek. It embodies a living demonstration of ancient Buddhist wisdom adapted for modern America. Historical context and Buddhist tradition. The Walk for Peace monks belong to the Theravada Buddhist tradition, specifically the Vietnamese Buddhist lineage. Their practice centers on Vipassana meditation, described as an ancient Indian technique taught by Buddha himself as essential for attaining enlightenment. This form of meditation emphasizes direct observation of reality through mindful attention to breath and bodily sensations. The tradition of peace, walks in Theravada Buddhism began in the 1990s, when the Venerable Maha Ghosananda, a Cambodian monk, led marches across war-torn areas. The Walk for Peace monks continue this legacy, adapting the practice to the American context. While their journey shares spiritual kinship with these earlier peace walks, it occurs in a distinctly different setting, not through war zones, but through communities hungry for messages of unity and healing. Vipassana meditation. The foundation. At the heart of the monks' teachings lies Vipassana meditation, which translates to seeing things as they really are. This meditation focuses on the mind-body connection, observing breath and physical sensations to understand reality, impermanence, and suffering. Unlike concentration practices that focus on a single object, Vipassana cultivates clear awareness of phenomena as they arise and pass away. The practice develops insight into three fundamental characteristics of existence: impermanence, anicca, unsatisfactoriness, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. Through sustained observation of bodily sensations and mental states, practitioners begin to experience directly how all phenomena are constantly changing, how clinging to impermanent things creates suffering, and how there is no permanent, unchanging self. Mindfulness as a daily practice. The Venerable Bhikkhu Panakkara emphasizes that his hope is for people to continue practicing mindfulness and finding peace after the walk ends. He teaches mindfulness not as an abstract concept but as a practical tool for navigating daily life. As Panakkara explains, people have good days and bad days, but must know how to manage them. Mindfulness, in the monk's teaching, means maintaining awareness of the present moment without judgment. It involves observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations as they arise, recognizing them for what they are, and allowing them to pass without becoming attached or reactive. This practice cultivates equanimity, a balanced mind that can remain stable amid life's ups and downs. Finding purpose and self-love. Beyond meditation techniques, the monks share profound teachings about meaning and self-compassion. Panakkara teaches that nobody in the world will love you more than yourself, and in order to love yourself, you must find purpose in life. This teaching bridges Buddhist philosophy with universal human needs for meaning and self-worth. The emphasis on finding one's purpose reflects the Buddhist concept of right livelihood and the broader Eightfold Path. However, Panakkara frames it in accessible language that resonates with people regardless of their religious background. Self-love in this context is not narcissism, but the recognition of one's inherent worth and the cultivation of wholesome qualities within oneself. Practical daily teachings. The monks offer concrete practices that people can incorporate into their lives. One teaching that has resonated deeply involves writing 5 words each morning upon waking. While the specific words or their purpose aren't detailed in the sources, this simple practice exemplifies the monk's approach. Accessible daily rituals that anchor mindfulness practice in everyday routine. Forgiveness and healing. Panakkara teaches about mindfulness, forgiveness, and healing at every stop along the journey. Forgiveness represents a central theme in the monk's message, addressing one of humanity's most difficult challenges. In Buddhist psychology, holding on to anger and resentment creates suffering for the person who harbors these emotions. Forgiveness becomes not just a moral imperative, but a practical path to personal peace. The healing that the monks speak of operates on multiple levels: emotional, psychological, and spiritual. It involves releasing old wounds, transforming negative mental patterns, and developing greater compassion for oneself and others. The practice of barefoot walking. Some monks, including Panakkara, walk barefoot to feel the ground directly and be present in the moment. This practice exemplifies the principle of embodied mindfulness. Despite stepping on rocks, nails, and glass, Panakkara's practice of mindfulness keeps him joyful despite the pain from these injuries. This is not asceticism for its own sake but a method of cultivating direct sensory awareness and demonstrating equanimity in the face of difficulty. The bare feet touching the earth serve as a constant meditation object, anchoring awareness in the present moment with each step. The symbolism of sharing. The monks demonstrate their teachings through symbolic actions. When given flowers by bystanders, the monks re-gift them to others, noting that the flowers remain the same but the peace and happiness multiply with each giving. This beautiful teaching illustrates several Buddhist principles: non-attachment to material offerings, the multiplication of positive states through sharing, and the idea that true wealth comes from generosity rather than accumulation. The monks also distribute bracelets to people they encounter, Buddhist symbols of protection and blessings. These small gifts serve as tangible reminders of the encounter and the teachings shared. Non-sectarian approach. Despite being rooted in Buddhist tradition, the monks take a deliberately inclusive approach. Panakkara has told gathered crowds that they don't aim to convert people to Buddhism. Their message is described as simple, not political, not religious, just for peace. Everybody needs peace. This non-sectarian stance makes their teachings accessible to people of all faiths and backgrounds. They present mindfulness and peace as universal human needs rather than exclusively Buddhist concerns. The monks have been surprised to see their message transcend ideologies, drawing huge crowds into churchyards, city halls, and town squares. The living example. Perhaps the most powerful teaching offered by the Walk for Peace monks comes not from their words, but from their actions. They embody the principles they teach through their manner of travel, their interactions with others, and their response to adversity. When their group was struck by a vehicle, injuring 2 monks seriously, including one who lost his leg, they continued their mission without bitterness or recrimination. Panakkara notes that what has made the journey beautiful is how people have welcomed and hosted them, despite not knowing who they are or what they believe. The monks' openness, vulnerability, and trust in the goodness of strangers demonstrates faith in humanity that inspires those who witness it. Impact and reception. The monks' journey has generated extraordinary public response, with millions of followers on social media and thousands gathering to see them in person. One participant noted that anyone working for peace in the world in a public and sacrificial way stands close to the heart of spiritual truth, whether or not they share the same tradition. People from diverse backgrounds report finding solace, inspiration, and practical wisdom in the monks' teachings. One woman who drove 400 miles to see the monks hoped their message would help her find peace and move forward after losing her daughter and parents. This illustrates how the monks' teachings address deep human pain and the universal longing for healing. Buddhist psychology and modern application. The teachings of the Walk for Peace monks draw from sophisticated Buddhist psychological theory while presenting it in accessible forms. Vipassana meditation, as they practice it, develops what Buddhist psychology calls sati, mindfulness, and sampajanya, clear comprehension. These mental factors work together to create wisdom, panya, that sees the true nature of reality. The emphasis on observing bodily sensations relates to the Buddhist teaching of the 4 foundations of mindfulness. Mindfulness of body, feelings, mind, and mental objects. By starting with direct awareness of physical sensations, practitioners develop the capacity for increasingly subtle observations of mental phenomena. The monks' teaching on managing good days and bad days reflects the Buddhist understanding of Vedana, feeling tone, the pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral quality of every experience. By developing equanimity toward these changing feelings, practitioners avoid the reactive patterns of craving and aversion that perpetuate suffering. Contemporary relevance. The Walk for Peace monks bring ancient wisdom to a society grappling with polarization, stress, and disconnection. Their teachings offer practical tools for stress reduction. Mindfulness practice has been scientifically validated as effective for reducing stress and anxiety. Emotional regulation. Observing emotions without reactive identification helps create space for wise response, meaning-making. The emphasis on finding purpose addresses existential concerns common in modern life. Social healing. The non-sectarian message of peace provides common ground in divided times. Embodied practice. Walking meditation and barefoot practice counter the disembodiment of digital culture. Conclusion. The teachings of the Walk for Peace monks represent a remarkable synthesis of traditional Buddhist wisdom and contemporary accessibility. Through Vipassana meditation, mindfulness practice, teachings on self-love and purpose, and the living example of their peaceful pilgrimage, These monks offer pathways to inner peace that transcend religious and ideological boundaries. Their message resonates because it addresses fundamental human needs: for peace amid chaos, for healing from pain, for connection in isolation, and for meaning in everyday life. Panakara's hope that people will continue practicing mindfulness and finding peace after the walk ends reflects the ultimate aim: not to create followers, but to empower individuals to cultivate their own peace. As they walk barefoot through America, distributing flowers and bracelets, sharing quiet moments of presence with thousands of strangers, these monks demonstrate that peace is not merely an abstract ideal, but a practical reality that can be lived, moment by moment, step by step. Their teachings remind us that the path to global peace begins with the cultivation of peace within individual hearts and minds. What do you think about the teachings of the Walk for Peace monks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if this resonates with you, subscribe for more insights on the transformation of consciousness. Further, you may check out more of our videos on religious deconstruction, Christian deconstruction, Muslim deconstruction, and life deconstruction, and let us know about your deconstruction needs.